Something wonderful about
Fresh from the
wandering
warm
city
southern
streets with no
lands,
destination.
you smell of salt and sunshine. You look strong and capable, good in a fight and brave enough to travel the world in search of adventure. If my assessment of you is even close to correct, I could use your help. The Kananlaika, the great games to honor the reign of King Yoren, fills the city with good cheer. When a king survives to his 10th year on the throne, we celebrate. But not everyone who has come to Windhelm is in a festive mood. The Stormfist clan hasn't been seen in a decade, but they returned for these games. Since then, there have been numerous injuries and a few deaths, and there are rumors of worse things prowling the shadows. The clan stays at the Cold Moon Inn. Let me know what you find. I don't trust these Stormfists. They were trouble a decade ago, and I know that they're trouble today. I feel it in my bones. I am the Thane of Windhelm. My father was captain of the guard. I followed in his footsteps and climbed a bit higher. We Stormcloaks helped build Windhelm centuries ago. We're an old family, and we're proud of our heritage. What do I do? What don't I do? Rules and regulations, meetings with King Yoren and other Thanes. Now I'm hosting pack delegates. A lot of political nonsense. Mostly, I delegate so that I can guard the city. People feel safer with the Thane around. Yes, they've come for the celebration, but also to meet with King Yoren about packed business. I try not to get too involved. In fact, I'm not sure how Yoren stands all the pomp and ceremony. It would drive me insane. We don't like to talk about it, but Yoren wasn't the unanimous choice to ascend the throne. The Stormfist clan backed his challenger, and they have been associated with ill omens ever since. Discretion is called for, hence an outsider like you. Yoren's brother, Fieldgore. He desired the throne. Normally, succession is determined by the crown of Freydis, but there were complications. Anyway, the brothers fought, Yoren won, and Fieldgore was exiled. End of story. Or so we thought.
Heard you fought a fierce battle in Direfrost Keep, New Blood. Our brethren said they heard fierce storms raging before you emerged. Must have been an epic battle.
Oh, mother, but I'm bored. There hasn't been anyone to flirt with except Arama since we'd reached these wretched shores. And she's no fun to flirt with at all.
I don't know why I bother guarding you horrible people.
Time to party hearty. Hello, friend. How long has it been? You remember Rigert the Brash, leader of the glorious expedition for Nord Cultural Exchange? It is good to see you again. You are just in time to help. I returned triumphantly from glorious mission to Dark Elf lands, and Thane Mera put me in charge of Skald King's big party. You like a good party, she says. Of course, I say. No one parties like Rigert. Turns out the whole thing is mammoth dung. The pickled fish from Lower Jorgrim and the mead from Voljars have not yet arrived. Worse, my dark elf assistant never returned with my fancy Dunmer clothing from Mournhold. Everything goes wrong, and I am stuck here doing organizing things. You do a great service for Rigert. Rigert knew he could count on you. Ask anything, friend. Ah, pickled fish. Sorry, you make Rigert's mouth water. We placed the order for stinky fish with Fishermonger in Lower Jorgrim. Cross the bridge south of here and follow the shore east to the village. Finest mead in all of Skyrim comes from Voljar's meadery. Go out the gate and cross the bridge. Then follow the road west along the river to get there. I sent my worthless assistant to retrieve fancy Dunmer garb from my vault at the bank. It's in the north part of the city. You can't be too careful with your fancy pants, right? Anyway, he never came back. Go look there for tiny little dark elf man.
You need a drink.
What is it?
keep our eyes open for a tavern where we can spend that.
We're celebrating the king here.
What indignity! What utter... What... Who are you? Leave me alone! I'm not doing anything! Oh, such embarrassment and folly! It's a horror perpetrated against the dignity of Dunmer culture! I'm talking about the clothes! These rags, they're a horrendous joke! And Rigard plans to meet the ambassador wearing them? Oh, it's an incident in the making! I will not have it! I'm doing Rigard a favor.
I would have enjoyed tangling with the orcs at Moloch's Maw. They're strong fighters, almost as strong as Nords. You've been gone for a while. Tell me you found something useful. Cheating at the Conanliker and the Stormfist clan. They haven't caused this much trouble since... Oh no. This is worse than I feared. We need to determine what's really going on here. While you were completing your mission, another competitor was injured. One of my best. The champion of Windhelm. This just got personal. I have another task for you if you're willing. I want you to enter the next event, the foot race of the 9 Holds. I name you Windhelm's new champion. That should confuse our enemies. If you're willing, go talk to the race organizer Lenning. He's along the western wall. Hurry! Speak to Lenning the Hawk and enter the race. You're good at digging up information. We're better to keep an eye on things than right in the middle of the race. I can't post guards at every tower. And as an outsider that no one has ever heard of, your participation should confuse our enemies. I am the Thane of Windhelm.
If you're not participating in the race of the 9 holds, please stand back. I see. Thane Mara is playing her political games again. No matter. As the last racer to arrive, you get to light the starting flare. Get ready. The race begins as soon as you ignite the flare. Rules? Haven't you ever ran a race before? You have to run along the outer walls of the city and must pass through each of the 9 towers along the walls. 1 for each hold in Skyrim. The first racer to pass through the 9th tower wins the event.
You look like I could use a drink.
By chaos, by the void, and
Congratulations for someone who smells of southern decadence. You're fast and strong. The race is yours, champion of Windhelm. Well done, champion. You ran like a Khajiit that was being chased by a Banekin. Thane Mara just left. She wants to speak to you as soon as possible. Meet her in her usual place, out in front of the palace.
Yeah!
That should come in handy.
What a race! I saw some of it, and I was informed of the outcome. I have eyes throughout the city, of course. You caused quite a stir. I'm impressed that you outraced our finest runners. You've done well for Windhelm and the Pact. Sadly, Hadring was murdered during the race, felled by a poison arrow of orcish design. I'm sure the Stormfist are involved. Someone must have seen something during the race. The assassins fled after their cowardly attack, but every rat has a hole to hide in. You must find that hole. I don't want you to just find the assassins. I want you to hunt them down like the rabid dogs they are and dispatch them with haste and extreme prejudice. Do we understand each other, champion? I'm taking the gauntlets off and granting you the authority to do whatever is necessary to deal with these assassins. I name you as Justice Karl of Windhelm. Dispense your authority as needed, and deal with this as quickly as you can. Excellent. I will mobilize the guard and patrol the city. King Yoren must be protected. When you find the assassins, destroy them. Bring me back something to prove to the king that the situation has been dealt with.
There's nothing in this city worth doing. It's all snow and more snow. Not a decent corner club
Maybe
anywhere.
I'll see you later at the Summer
Someone
Nod.
really should open one. The race was boring. This city is boring. You're boring. Go bother someone who doesn't have important things to do. The weak always resort to threats and violence. Oh, very well. I saw one of those Stormfist thugs run away as soon as the racer fell. He fled out of the city, heading south. It was like Molag Bal himself was right behind him.
Poor Lower Yorgrim. What a crying shame that's turned out to be. I wouldn't go that way if I were you, Traveler. Giants attacked Lower Yorgrim. It's a disaster. If you're smart, you'll stay away from there. I don't see any good coming out of that place for the foreseeable future. But if you really want to help, find Iriki Frostwind. She's at the fishing camp down the road.
This is a great area for harvesting.
Move now!
The day is ours!
The guards found more caches of weapons hidden around the city, but nothing else. I hope you had better luck. King Yoren's exiled brother Fildgor used to run the Stormfist Brigade. That's his symbol added to the Stormfist emblem. And these orders. Fildgor has returned to Skyrim. King Yoren must be told. Hopefully it's not too late. Fildgor is King Yoren's twin brother. When Queen Nirnhild fell in battle, the brothers joined forces to defeat the Akaviri, but then they fought over the throne. Yoren won the day and exiled his brother. Now Fildgor has returned. What does any exile want? Needless to say, to announce his presence in this manor can't bode well for King Yoren. The final event has started in the Hall of Trials. I'll send guards to the camp. You need to go to the hall and help the king. Hurry, to the Hall of Trials. You must protect King Yoren at all costs.
Your prowess is impressive, champion. Come up here so that...
Cheated! These Nords have been poisoned!
Your brother Fildgor sends his greetings, false king. He wants you to know that he has returned from exile to claim what is his by birth and by right. Your rule is over, pretender. Prepare to die!
Poison, Fildgor. What is the meaning of this? Guards! Seize that woman!
For Fildgor! For the rightful king of Sky!
That's over with, I suppose.
The Stormfist bastards did their worst. Yet I'm still alive! Thanks. This was a message from my brother. One I wasn't meant to survive. I feared this day would come. A mere scratch. Nothing more. The Stormfist clan's assassins are dead, and that's good enough for me. I guess I've become too complacent, while Fildgor's hatred has obviously deepened and festered. After dear Nirnhild fell in battle, my brother and I threw back the invaders. Afterward, we disagreed on who should succeed our sister. I believed in diplomacy and wisdom. Fildgor believes in rule by force. I couldn't let him take the throne. When I won the throne, I was forced to exile Fildgor. He never forgave me for that. So I assume he returned to take the throne. I wonder what he has promised his Stormfist and Orc allies. I need to think about this. Please tell Thane Mera that I'm fine.
Let's ride.
Yeah.
It's your life.
You're back. Tell me, is King Yoren well? That's good to hear. You don't know how relieved I am by this news. You risked your life even though you had no duty to uphold or vow to keep. To me, that makes you the champion of the day. While you were aiding the king, a runner arrived from Fort Morvenskar. The fort is under attack. Fieldgore and the Stormfist clan are certainly behind the attack. It can't be mere coincidence. Windhelm must be protected, but we can't abandon the fort. It makes sense strategically, but we weren't prepared for this. We weren't expecting to fight a war while the Pact leaders were in council. I need your help. Captain Hamar sent the runner. Report to him. Find out what's going on at the fort. You upheld my honor and the honor of Windhelm. This Ebonheart Pact is worth more than I hoped. May all your enemies fall before you.